If you are trying to improve at chess but haven't seen any results yet, then you have come to the right place. I'm DC, a 2200 plus rated player, and today we'll be going over 3 chess tips that will help you skyrocket your rating. Let's begin. Tip number 1: prioritize activity over material. We'll be going over a game between Paul Morphy and two amateurs. Let's begin. Paul Morphy playing white. He develops his knight and black chooses the fillet or defense. A pawn trade occurs in the center and Morphy develops his bishop to c4 in order to attack this weak f7 pawn, threatening checkmate. Black defends and Morphy swings his queen over to b3 in order to attack these two weak pawns. Then Morphy proceeds to develop, and in this position, you'll see that black's pieces are very inactive, while white's pieces are about to emerge. Since white will first pin the knight, then he long castle and his rooks will be out, ready to attack. So Morphy develops his bishop, and when black plays b5, Morphy recognizes the fact that black's pieces are dormant and sacrifices the knight, giving a check. Then Morphy long castles, getting his rook to the open file. Black defends the knight, and here Morphy sees that his rook on h1 is inactive. Therefore, he sacks the rook, takes back. Morphy brings his other rook into the action. The d7 rook is pinned, while black's pieces are sleeping. Black offers a queen trade, but Morphy says no and then sacrifices the queen. Can you find a mate in one here? Yes, the move is rook to d8. Checkmate. So, in this game, we saw how Morphy took advantage of the fact that his opponent's pieces are inactive and used that opportunity to activate all of his pieces and unleash savagery on the Black King. Let's move on to rule number 2. This beginner level game starts with White playing the Fried River attack, attacking the weak f7 pawn. A trade of knights took place, and it is in this position that you need to figure out what the best move is for the black pieces. Keep in mind that the f7 pawn is hanging. If you said the move queen to e7, that is a mistake because you haven't considered the fact that white can take the knight and simply win your rook. So, how can you avoid a mistake like this? Well, the second rule says that you must neutralize your opponent's powerful pieces. So in this case, the white queen on f3 is extremely powerful and breathes fire on these squares. So what can you do to reduce its power? Well, you can trade it off with queen f6. Now both the attacked squares have been protected, and let's say white chooses to trade, we have a decent position with open files for our rooks. So trade off your opponent's powerful pieces. Moving on to tip number 3. In this game between Gary Kasparov and Magnus Carlsen, we'll learn this principle. Gary Kasparov chooses the English opening and both sides bring out the pieces. Gary challenges the center with the move d4 and a trade takes place. In this position, many players would see that if they play a normal move like bishop g7, they'll simply lose this. A trade will take place and they'll lose the rook. Therefore, what they do is they just snap take the d4 knight. And after this, white has a slightly better position because we are lacking in development and their bishop is active. So, what should you do in this position? Well, Magnus chose the best move, which was bishop to d7. This intended to guard the knight. Here, Kasparov castled and Magnus played bishop g7, planning some potential tactics on this knight which is guarded by only one piece. Therefore, Kasparov chose to exchange knights here. Now, do you think Kasparov took this bishop here? Absolutely not, because he knew the rule that to take is a mistake. If he would have taken the bishop on c6, then his king would have been vulnerable. Therefore, Kasparov chose to play the move e4, blocking the sight of the c6 bishop. In this game, we saw how both players following the rule that to take is a mistake helped them improve their position. If you implement these tips in your next game, you'll notice that you are playing better than you have ever before. Thank you for watching. Train to win.